Ahoy there, it's Skyward Shield. Welcome to a new Smite video. Today we're going over the patch notes for 4.3. And yes, these are going to be a little later than most videos usually. Well, most of them in the past were due to college. I believe I made that clear in the past, but just in case. But anyway, let's get right into this. Let's talk about some skins. And this is a really nice set of skins, because I like the idea that we have a freaking Sephiroth skin. I'm not even a Final Fantasy guy in the slightest, and I like that skin a lot. I'm so glad that I didn't even think about it. And then, of course, you have other ones like Susanoo, but we'll get to them in a moment. First, for now, let's hear Heaven's Rave Zeus and final boss Thanatos.
Shout out to my fans for paying my bills and, oh yeah, listening to my dope beats. Obliterate!
There's Conqueror Nike, but if I try clicking on her audio tab, it opens another tab to the same page. They always do this. It's kind of dumb. Which I mean, that's too bad, but hey, don't worry, you're gonna get used to her soon. You'll hear more of her next. But anyway, and trust me, that skin's relevant for something big later. Now we have Swashbuckler Susanoo, who definitely looks like Johnny Depp, and then you have Guan Unicorn Guan Yu. Yeah, a freaking wizard Guan Yu. I don't think anybody asked for this. You could call it Dumbledore, maybe, with like a hint of, with the Disney flair to it, but yeah, it's enjoyable.
The ram's gone. We couldn't be killing on a worse day.
But can you do this?
Susanoo's going to be king of the pirates. Watch out, Naja. He's trying to take your job. Terra's getting her dance emote, which is from her victory, just like Jingwei did. And now we have Smite Adventures. For 4 weeks, there will be an event. And then 2 weeks pause, and then 4 weeks of another event. This event is going to be Nike's Valley of Victory, which is basically capture the flag. However, you have 5 options. You can only play between Herc, Ymir, Anubis, Artemis, and Loki. No one else, in a small map, no relics, no consumables, final destination, all that good stuff. But it's going to come with a bundle. I don't know if you need, I don't know if you can get it for free with Twitch Prime. That'd be pretty cool, but I don't know. We'll see. There was no mention of that, so I'm assuming you're gonna have to unlock this bundle. Like, I'm pretty sure you could just play the mode as is, but there's gonna be a bundle where you can get 15 Team Worship Roosters, music theme, a banner plant global emote, the Conqueror Nike skin, and 1 gold key, which can either give you Swashbuckler Susanoo or Guan Unicorn Guan Yu. There should be another way to get the other gold key. I'm pretty sure it's going to be tied into, like, say, win X amount of matches for this, but yeah. Kuzumbo achievements, miscellaneous stuff. Now we have the something to go with Conquest and just in general. Towers backdoor protections. This is kind of like an unsung thing. Basically, god pets like Nua's Clay Soldiers or Bestet's Cats. They're going to be not as good at doing this. Although, to be honest, late game, I don't think it fucking matters. Those cats can all the cats need to do, or Nua's soldiers, is buy 3 seconds, because by the end of the game, Nua's going to do really good damage if you build her right. So, yeah, I don't think it matters one bit. Anyway, items changes for those that would affect that. Okay, with the exception of Mystical Mail and I forget the other one. There's another aura item I'm forgetting about. With the exception of Mystical Mail. Oh, and I remember Jade Emperor's Crown. Though every aura item is gonna only work at God. So Heart Red Amulet, Pestilence, Pythagorean, Sovereignty, Void Stone, Void Shield, and Ward Stone. They're the only ones that are affected by this, but they only work on gods. Next, Hand of the Gods, get a description change to make sure to emphasize it did no damage to jungle bosses, but it should. They undid that because that was a stupid idea. Because why would you want to pick it up at the beginning to just not go for an early Gold Fury or Gold Fury Steel? Anyway, Frenzied Rituals getting a nerf. It's going down from 10 seconds to 5 seconds because people like to stack them. but now it's going to be more of a risk. Rallying Ritual. Now you can't do a yo dog. I heard you like teleporting, so I'm gonna teleport to you while you're teleporting, so you can teleport to you. I can teleport to you while you teleport to them. I think I did the joke right. I love that old exhibit meme, and he cut off his dreadlocks because he hated it so much. Anyway, yeah, you can't do the. I call it the yo dog effect. So yeah, it will no longer do the yo dog effect. Now Boomba's mask. Now the thing is, it no longer requires the last hit on the jungle monster. So imagine if you're going with like the solo laner, for example. Which, by the way, I am working on a jungle video about the 3 lanes, so there's a little bit of a teaser there on the pros and cons of starting which one on which lane. That should be out by the end of next week. I need to start writing a script over the weekend. I just have one more class tomorrow, so I just want to get that out of the way, do some homework, and then yeah, we can start writing the script for that, and hopefully it'll be good. Hope you guys will like it. But yes, basically, there are some situations where some other gods like to build Bumba's mask, like the mid laner, or even the support, surprisingly, because the support can take the attack, can take his take the debuff, buff, whatever you want to call that, the purple debuff. I call it the debuff. Take that quicker, and they can secure it a lot better as well as getting some HP back. It's really good. It's good. Bumba's mask is good on everybody for that reason, because there's always a camp you can go after. Solo laner is maybe the rare exception, but even then, their blue buff is still always nice to get. But anyway, Sands of Time. Oh, Sands of Time is getting a buff along with Soulstone and Vampiric Shroud. With Soulstone, you heal 40 mana when it gets to be 5 stacks, and Vampiric Shroud restores mana from 5 to 8 per enemy killed. So, good for those who picked it up. But Sands of Time is what I want to focus on. I was afraid they were going to nerf this thing because it's almost too good in some regards. Like, I'm not counting the MP5 because I thought it was 1.5 was weird to me. I wish it was just 2. I thought 2 was the better version, and I'm getting it. I didn't vocally ask for it because, like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but sometimes it'd be nice to have that extra little boost, because that 0.5 can make a difference, and it will now. I think Sands of Time is perfect the way it is because, look, it's not just healers that got fucked over in the ass by Season 4's coming, but also cooldown-based gods. And when I say cooldown gods, I don't mean your warriors, because a warrior don't need to worry about that shit, because they can just get a Jotun's Wrath or a Breastplate of Valor, and that's it, and they'll be good. They may not even need it at all, because they could just deal with using a basic attack like an Erling Shen. But still, for those who were dependent on cooldown, like a Kukulkan, like Ra, like Chunga, they can't build Chronos Pendant, they can't rush it anymore. So so they might say I have to get blue shoes. If they already got blue shoes, great. But now with Sands of Time, sure, you don't have the 30% that you want at the end of the game, but you can have 20% at the very least. It's not too big of a loss, and you're probably gonna rush Ra to Tahuti faster than Chronos Pendant like in the past. So you're gonna get the power first before you get that cooldown back. And when you get the cooldown, you're a monster. Everyone's gonna be afraid of you. At least they should be. But Sands of Time is going to be a great... To me, it's such a good starter item. It's like Rangda's Mask if you can get it stacked. You don't need to sell this thing until the very end. Like, until you have your last item ready to buy. Because here's the thing. Some star items you could sell at any point. Like, Mark of the Vanguard, you could sell that by the time you get your 3rd item if you want. You could do the same thing with Watcher's Gift. Maybe. I still would keep it. But you could do it if you want. If you really need it. Stuff like that. Or Death Toll. You don't need it after you have your 3rd or 4th item. But Sands of Time and Rangda's Mask in particular, you want to sell that when you are able to actually buy your 6th item completely. I cannot find any other exceptions to this rule. And even some Guardians can make good use of this, because they could just pick that up instead later on, and then they could just not have to worry about Breastplate of Valor. They could get that thing last instead. But anyway. Shield of Regrowth. This is basically a Thanatos nerf without actually admitting it. Apparently other gods like Hell and Guan Yu would use this as well, and I can see why, especially since Hell got fucked over so hard. It now costs 2,100 gold, a 100 gold increase. The health has been reduced by 100 total. I still believe a Thanatos will pick this up regardless. It's such a good item for him. I don't see why not. It's just going to make it be a little longer. It's a little more of a delay of the inevitable, if you ask me. Anyway, God changes. So speaking of Bastet, like earlier, open wounds will now do 20% instead of 15%. That's actually even bad. That's worse because I mean worse in a good way. If you're playing her, it's good for you because now you could possibly secure kills without actually chasing. Because sometimes I might just jump on, let's say, an Anubis. I don't want to stay long. He's gonna die, but if he can get a wrap on me, he could actually wrap and then drop his circle or his spray, and I'm dead. He could kill me, but I could just jump and leave, and my bleed could do it all for me. It could do the rest. But now this will make it more likely that the Bastet can easily secure a kill as long as she gets the bleed. The damage from those abilities is almost irrelevant at times. It's just you need that bleed. Well, it does matter, but you know what I'm trying to say. Izanami getting that nerf. There's two gods that people were asking for nerfs for. In fact, these gods get banned a lot. But Izanami, her base damage has been decreased. This is a small nerf. I think her abilities are still good. She's so good she could be a mid laner if she wants. Which, to me, it's like second ADC. Go fuck yourself. That's bad. Two ADCs is a nightmare to me. That is my nightmare. I even went up against a team of 3 ADCs, one in each lane. The actual ADC role a mid laner, and I was a Sun Wukong solo lane against that Izanami. And let me tell you, if you let Izanami have a date with your tower, she's gonna take that thing down in like 2 minutes. Give her a minute with that tower, just not even in early game, not just late game. Forget late game. She's gonna murder that thing in 10 seconds or less. So if you know she's split pushing and you can't stop her, don't even go. Just focus on the other tower or the Phoenix or whatever. Just don't even try. You're not gonna stop her. But even mid game, she could take out a tower in a minute. She's that destructive. I'm shocked they didn't nerf her anymore. But you know what? This was the same. You're gonna notice a trend I've noticed. I'm calling it here. Kuzenbo's gonna be overpowered by the time the next god comes around. And I mean like the patch after the next patch. So 2 patches from now, people are going to be demanding Kuzenbo get nerfed. Just watch. You heard it here first. It's going to be a repeat of history because Izanami was being called weak. But to be fair, it's not Izanami that changed in this season. It's the other items that have. But Izanami's in a really good position. If she's getting banned early, then it's a good thing for her. Kuzenbo, speaking of which, however, is going to get a bit of a mixed bag, which I think it's overall a good progression. They fixed some of his general stuff like his stats page. Water Bowl's description was fixed. Shell Spikes is interesting now. It gives more reason to pick up Water Bowser, as I call him. Basically now, you could be under a Nox Silence and you could probably still use this thing. Or you could be wrapped by Anubis and totally use this thing. It doesn't matter. You could pop this up even while you're under crowd control. Have fun with that. You're going to give a lot of enemies a tough time with this because now you're going to put it in an interesting situation. If they're low in trying to kill you or just try to damage you to get away, they might actually kill themselves. I've actually seen someone as Merc kill themselves trying to punch a Kuzenbo. And then Watery Grave, its time has been reduced. Basically, it's one less knockup that can be possible. But the first hit damage has gone up from 60 to 220 to 80 to 280, and the protect damage will now is buffed from 30 to 110 to now 40 to 140, and the movement speed has gone up even more, 35% to 45%. So he's going to chase you even more. And they fixed an issue where he could be knocked up while he's about to start this thing. I've seen this shit with Ares before, where like I'm ulting somebody and I still see the sound effect of the chain. I still see the little glow and hear the sound effect of Ares doing that chain pull. It still don't for some reason that don't work, but hey, whatever. I hopefully get what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, Sumo Slam on the other hand is gonna do more damage as well. 60 to 185, 80 to 200. This guy is gonna be a bully. The only reason he ain't a solo laner now is because you can actually stop his main source of clear, the Nene Kappa. Because all a warrior needs to do is just body block the minions. Because if that's the case, the Kappa's not going to attack the minions. He's going to attack the god because it's who he hit. So basically what a Kuzenbo might have to do is either push the warrior, push the solo laner into his minions and around, getting their attention, and hurting him. But yeah, that's the only reason I think he's not he wouldn't be a good soul laner. He can be, but he's gonna need a little help for the early portions. But yeah, it's a good buff. I'm okay with warrior buffs if they're reasonable, and I think it's reasonable because while his abilities are good, I feel like they were a little lacking, especially shell spikes. And now people can pick him up. He's gonna be the next Fafnir guy. It's just no transformation. Nuwal's getting a buff because of what happened earlier. Shiny Metal increased magical power scaling 50 to 65, and then decreased the minion explode magical power scaling from 30% to 25%. So the explosion range is not as big. But anyway, Duke Sloth was saying that Osiris jungle is lit. And guess what? It's about to be on fire. It's going to be completely on fire because this guy's a monster jam. Sickle Strike has increased damage from 60 to 220 with 30% of your physical power, but now 60 to 240 with 40% of your physical power. And then Spirit Fail changed damage from 80 to 80 with 50% of your physical power to now 70 to 290 with 75 of your physical power. Oh god, this guy is going to be even better in the solo lane. He was one of the best bullies, and now I think even Robin's going to start being scared because this guy is going to harass everybody. In fact, I definitely won't be surprised if we see Osiris jungle. In fact, I might just start learning it. Anyway, Ratatosker. Oh, poor Rat. They hitting you again, boy. Acorn of Yggdrasil. With Acorn of Swiftness costing 700 gold. However, good news is that Acorn of Yggdrasil will remain at 1600. No worries there. Next will be Dart. Decreased cooldown reduction from Flurry and Acorn Blast from 2 seconds to 1 second per god hit. Through the Cosmos, reduced landing radius from 25 to 20, so the range of the circle of damage is a little bit smaller. So you got to be more precise about where you hit a god if you want to hit them. If you're not trying to save yourself. Soul, yeah, they're finally undoing a little bit of what they did to all the magical ADCs because, wow, we physical ADCs are used to going 16-0. How dare someone challenge us? Save us, high res. Radiance now fixed an issue where it wasn't proccing on heal effects. The cooldown has been reduced from 15 seconds to 13 seconds. Change the healing from 5 to 25% of missing health to 25% of missing health at all ranks. Basically now you may not even need to put points in this. Supernova increased the damage of successive hits from 20% to 30%. So now if you can land multiple shots, you're more likely to kill somebody. Anyway, Terra. Terra is a bit of a weird one. So Monolith now deals 70 to 200 with 50% magical power immediately when broken by force of nature. This is the moment you break the rock yourself. Reduce the damage per tick from 15 to 35 to now 10 to 18. So that burst damage is what's going to matter here. Overall, Monolith now deals 20 more base damage at all ranks. Fixed an issue where the Monolith can be damaged by minions and jungle monsters. That's good. So it's a mixed bag, if you ask me. Either that or I'm misreading it. And then Thoth. Thoth's Evade and Punish. Evade and Punish now stops on the first enemy god hit. Here's the thing with Thoth. People were saying he was overpowered because of this one change. The one change where his Evade and Punish was a complete stun. It used to be a slow, and that was kind of why it was lame. Because if they still had a jump to use on you, they could just use it, and bam, they caught up to you, you're still dead. But a direct stun, a 1 second stun, was still pretty good on him. But now, from what I see, this is going to make it easier. It's going to still be bad if he's being chased by a group because you can only stop one. So you got to basically choose your target and hope you pick the right one, or you're still dead either way. Have fun with that. I mean, I think they could have done worse things to him, so I'm not too bad. Thoth is also the same situation where he's like, oh wow, he's so bad at this game. He's so shit. Buff him, please. And now when they buffed him, he's overpowered, and it's like, nerf him, please. This is why I say Hi-Rez shouldn't really listen to fans on the game of a new character within weeks of the release. Give it at least a month before you start hearing feedback. Just focus on the other gods that need changes that have been in Smite for God knows how long. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all of patch 3.3. I'm still stuck on season 3. That's pretty much it for patch 4.3. I was going to say 3.4, but this is it for patch 4.3. Tell me what you think. I love the god skins personally. I think they really outdone themselves. This is a really good set. However, I'm pretty sure you can only get these two on your own. Oh, actually, wait a second. $5 says, hey, Heaven's Rave Zeus is also going to be in a chest. Just, you always got to put your bets on the one skin that's going to make it. I was right. The Nox skin was the one that made it. So yeah, if you guys want to guess, I mean, it could just be those three: the Nike, Susano, and Guan Yu. But hey, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Zeus and Guan Yu got updated masteries, which is always good. Just update everybody's already. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Feel free to chime in on what you think of this patch, and yeah, I'll see you guys in another video.